window is open. Darmasheth, Kave Solokal back on Monday, 7 p.m. Transfer show, maybe?
You know more than me.
Well, I'd say, apparently you've been booked for it, so hopefully you're going to turn up.
Yeah.
But he's here, not to talk about that, but to talk about Manchester United, some potential departures. What have you got?
Yeah, this one concerns the goalkeeper, Dean Henderson. Now, Nottingham Forest want to sign him on a permanent deal. We know he was on loan at Nottingham Forest last season. We expect Nottingham Forest to approach Manchester United in the coming days to talk over a potential permanent deal. He played 20 games in all competitions for Forest last season. Would have played more if it wasn't for that really bad thigh injury that he suffered back in January. Then we know that Keylor Navas came in until the rest of the season. That was just a straight loan. He's gone back to PSG. He's got a year left on his PSG contract. But it looks like Forest really do want to bring Dean Henderson back, but on a permanent basis. Interesting news regarding some other players as well. We know that there's a lot of conjecture about Harry Maguire's future.
Yeah.
Erik ten Hag has already spoken about Harry Maguire. He says he loves having him at the club, but it can't be good for him, his situation, given he's not getting as much game time as he would want. And Erik ten Hag has almost put the ball in Harry Maguire's court by saying it's a decision that he's going to have to make about his future. And if United go in the market for another central defender, which I'm sure we'll come to in a moment, then Maguire might even find his first-team opportunities, which are limited at the moment, even more limited. They're also set to decide on the futures, I'm told, United, of Fred, Anthony Martial and Scott McTominay. If they are not in the longer-term plans of Erik ten Hag, then I'm told that United would consider any offers that come in for them.
OK, so you mentioned it then. Let's talk about defence, midfield. Where are they looking to strengthen?
Right, so if we start with midfielders, it's the news we've been bringing you in the past couple of weeks. Manchester United have made initial approaches to Chelsea with regard the signing of Mason Mount, the midfielder. There is an expectation that Manchester United will formalise that interest in the form of an official bid. Early indications, though, are suggesting that there's a gap in valuation between what Chelsea would want the transfer fee to be and what Manchester United are prepared to pay. United probably have one thing in their favour when it comes to trying to negotiate a price, and that is Mason Mount's only got 1 year left on his Chelsea contract. United, though, are looking at other midfielders as well. We know Declan Rice is of interest to a lot of teams. We understand Manchester United do like Declan Rice. They are interested in Declan Rice. And I'm told that they want to be kept informed with any developments concerning the Brighton midfielder, Moises Caicedo. I'm told he's the number one choice for about 3 different Premier League clubs, unnamed Premier League clubs, but I think you can put 2 and 2 together and guess who those clubs might be. United are still weighing up signing Marcel Sabitzer on a permanent deal as well from Bayern Munich. He was on loan, on a 6-month loan in January. How much money United can spend, though, in this summer's transfer window could be dependent on a couple of things. How much money they can generate through sales and also the ongoing takeover as well. That could dictate how much money Erik ten Hag has in the coffers to spend.
It's interesting you talk about Brighton, though. Moises Caicedo and maybe Alexis McAllister going.
Well, Roberto De Zerbi has said consistently, and he said it at the end of the season, there is a chance that these 2 players could leave the club. We know that McAllister on the verge of joining Liverpool. Caicedo is one that might take a little bit longer because he's going to cost big money.
And yet, look what they did at Brighton. OK, you're not here to talk about that too much, but anyway, let's stick with United then. What about up front? Because it was pretty evident at the weekend that they do need an out-and-out striker.
I think it's been evident throughout the season. I know Marcus Rashford scored 30 goals in all competitions, but a number 9 has been the big priority. It's going to be the big priority this summer as well. And I'm told that it's not just one striker United are after. They could be in the market for 2 strikers.
Okay.
An experienced one who's been there and done it, and a young and up-and-coming striker who can learn from the experienced one and then move in to being that number 9 for the long-term future at United. Now, the names that are being mentioned, of course, are Tottenham's Harry Kane, Napoli's Victor Osimhen. I think United are aware, though, of Tottenham's stance in that they don't really want to sell to a Premier League club. In an ideal scenario, they want Harry Kane to stay at Tottenham. They want him to sign a new contract, but there's still a possibility he won't sign a new contract and could yet stay at Tottenham and leave on a free transfer next summer. There's another player that's drawing interest from United as well, and he's the Atalanta forward, Rasmus Højlund. He's a Denmark international, only 20 years old. He is one that United are keeping an eye on. And there are some reports, now you can put 2 and 2 together on this, there are some reports that are suggesting that Højlund is going to be moving agencies from his current one to the one that represents Erik ten Hag. So that could be an interesting development. Just a couple of other lines to bring you. We talked about the central defender before. United, we believe, are in the market for one. There's a long-standing interest in the Napoli central defender, Kim Min-jae. He's got a £45 million release clause. And just coming back to what we were talking about at the start, goalkeepers.
Yes.
The current goalkeeper,
yes.
David De Gea.
This has been going on for ages.
Lots of speculation about his future. Now, he's out of contract this summer. There have been positive talks, we're told, about a new contract. However, that contract has not been signed off yet. With that in mind, Manchester United are doing due diligence on other goalkeepers. There's one I'm told that they're just having a quick look at. It's the Porto goalkeeper, Diogo Costa. He would cost a lot of money. But look, in all seriousness, they are looking just around Europe, just at potential goalkeepers if this contract situation remains unresolved with regard to David De Gea.
We haven't got long, so I'm doing this very quickly. David De Gea, is still this whole pay cut thing, is that what the sticking point is? Do you know much about it? He'd have to take a pay cut in order to have this contract, right?
Look, put it this way, Ten Hag's always publicly backed David De Gea. We are told that positive talks have taken place, and obviously he was on a lot of money in his previous contract. United aren't going to do that kind of contract again, but Erik ten Hag, remember, has always maintained, even though he wants David De Gea to stay, he cannot guarantee that David De Gea, regardless of whether he stays or not, would be the #1 keeper at United next season.
Thank you very much. You are wonderful.